Hello, this is Mrs. Ross, and I'm going to go through the Cumulative Test 19A review. Feel free to pause or rewatch or rewind any questions that you have. So let me see if my pen is working this morning. Okay. Number one, after three tests, Amanda's average score was 88. What score must she earn on her fourth test to average 90? So we always start with our formula for average, which is equal to the sum over how many. And what I have up here is I want my average to be 90. So I have 90 is equal to, the sum is going to be 3 times 88 plus x. I don't know what that fourth test is going to be, over 4. So to solve for this, I do 90 times 4. So it's going to be 90 times 4, and then I'm going to subtract 88 times 3. So let me go ahead and get some numbers down. 90 times 4 is 360. So let me pull this up here. 360 is equal to 3 times 88. 264 plus x, so I'm going to subtract that. And she's going to have to make a 96 so that her overall average would be 90. I know this looks kind of confusing. What you can, another way you can think of it is step 1, you multiply. And step 2, you subtract. So the first thing you're going to do is multiply 90 times 4, and then you're going to subtract 3 times 88. Okay, let me go ahead and change colors here. 45 of the 80 students in the club were girls. What is the ratio of boys to girls? So this is what I know. I know that I have 45 girls. I don't know how many boys, and I know there's a total of 80. So to find boys, I'm going to have to subtract 80 minus 45. So there's 35 boys. Now we want to know the ratio of boys to girls. You see how the number 80 is not even in there? And now I'm going to have to reduce. So let's divide by 5. And I get 7 over 9, and that is my answer. All right, 3 dozen juice bars. So a dozen is 12. Cost $4.80. At that rate, what would be the cost of 60? So we're going to do a case 1, case 2 ratio box. And I'm going to do dollars and bars. Okay, so case 1, case 2, it says that there are 3 dozen. So 3 dozen is 36 bars for $4.80. And I want to know the cost for 60 bars. So here's my ratio box. My proportion is going to be 480 over 36 is equal to x over 60. I'm going to cross multiply. And again, I'm running out of room. I apologize. 36x is equal to 4.8 times 60 is 288. Let's divide and see what we get. I get $8. Okay. Number 4, there are 3 red marbles and 6 blue marbles in a bag. If Tad pulls out 1 marble and then another, this means he does not replace it. He doesn't pull it out and put it back. What is the probability both marbles will be red? Okay, so we have 3 red and 6 blue for a total of 9 marbles. Okay, the probability that the first marble will be red is going to be 3 out of 9. Which is 1/3. Once I've pulled that first marble, this becomes 2 red, and this becomes 8 total. So the probability that the second marble will be read is 2 over 8, which is 1/4. So the probability of 2 red marbles is 1/3 times 1/4, which is 1/12. Okay. Because of unexpected cold weather, the cost of tomatoes increased 50%. Okay, so this is my indication that I'm going to do an original change new ratio box. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on that. I haven't even read the whole problem. So I know that this is percent and this is actual. Original is always 100%, change, and new. And I haven't read the whole problem, but I know that it increased 50%. So I already have part of it. If the cost after the increase was 60 cents per pound, what was the cost before? So the new cost is 60 cents per pound. I want to know what the old cost was. So I'm going to take this line and this line, and I'm going to make my proportion. 100 over 150 is equal to x over 60.6. Cross multiply, 150x is equal to 100 times 0.60. That's going to be 60. Divide by 150. X is equal to, divide by 150. I get 40 cents. Okay, next problem. Write an equation, number 6, to solve this problem. 60 is, and we're going to solve it as well. Okay, 60 is what percent of. So whenever we have a what percent, we know it's what per 100. And then we can use our is over of. So 60 is going to go in the is spot, and 80 is going to go in the of spot. Then we cross multiply. I have, 80x is equal to 60 times 100. 80x is equal to 6,000. That goes away. X is equal to 6,000 divided by 80 is 75%. Okay, let me change colors here. 2 unit multipliers. Okay, so I don't even have to read the whole problem before I go ahead and write out my given times my unit multipliers is equal to my answer. I highly suggest, if you struggle with this type of problem, which is about 99% of the class, that you write this down every single time. Okay, so my given is 1,000 centimeters squared. 1,000 centimeters squared. Okay, I know I have 2 unit multipliers I have to plug in there, and my answer is supposed to be millimeters squared. So I know I want millimeters in the top. My conversion factor or unit multiplier is that 10 millimeters is equal to 1 centimeter. Okay, so if I want millimeters in the top, and then I have my 2 centimeters here, which takes out these 2 centimeters, and then I have my 2 millimeters here, which makes these 2 millimeters. The math part looks like 1,000 times 10 times 10 over 1 times 1, which is 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that is my answer. Okay, if x is equal to -3 and y is equal to 4x minus 1, then y equals what number? So we're just going to plug in -3 into x and see what we get. So I have 4 times -3 minus 1. So I have -12 minus 1, which is -13. Okay, find the volume of this prison. And we know volume is equal to the area of the base times the height. So here the area of the base is a triangle, 1/2 base times height, where this is going to be my base and this is going to be my height only for the area. It gets kind of confusing because we use the same letter for the same type of thing. But right now we're just focused on area. So I have 1/2, 6 times 8, which is 1/2 of 48, which is 24. So I have my area, and then this is going to be my height for my volume. So I have 24 times 10, which is 240 centimeters cubed. I'm currently not very concerned about the units because I really want to make sure that you guys can do the math. We can get concerned about the units further down the road. Okay, complete this table. So in decimal form, I know that I divide, and then here I multiply by 100. So 1 divided by 2 is going to give me 2.5 times 100 is 250%. And then from here to here, I divide by 100, and from here to here, it's place value. This was a tough one on the last test. You guys did not do this part well, and that's okay. You're learning. But let's see if we can't get it on this one. So 2.5% is equal to 2.5 per 100. Okay. Which I guess you could do 2.5 over 100, and then when you divide that, you get 0.025. Oh, shoot fire. Okay, there we go. So that's going to be here. And then if I say this number out loud, this is tenths, hundredths, thousandths, thents. Sorry, got to get that TH at the end. So this is actually 25 over 1,000, but you must reduce, 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 reduce. So this is going to be 1 over 1,000 divided by 25 is 40. So that's going to go here. All right, let's keep going here. Where's my pen? There it is. Oops, sorry. Okay. The price of a stereo was $96 and the tax rate is 6%. So we have to make sure that we go 6%, which is 6 per 100, which is 0.06. That's a 6. We're going to want that in decimal form. The first thing we're finding is the tax on the stereo. So tax is 96 times 0.06, and this gives us the tax. So 96 times 0.06 is $5.76. So that's the answer to A. And then B asks for the total price. So the total price is going to be $96 plus the tax is equal to the total. So we have $96 plus $5.76 is equal to $101.76. So that's the answer to B. Okay, let's change colors here. Multiply and write the product in scientific notation. I would say at least 80% of you are still having trouble with this. So 7 times 4 is going to be 28. And then 10 to the negative 4 times 10 to the 8th is 10 to the negative 4 plus positive 8, which is 10 to the 4th. So what I have is 28 times 10 to the 4th. Unfortunately, this is not scientific notation. So I have to move the decimal 1 space. To do that, I have to add a 10 to the 1. Then I can add these, and that's my answer. Okay? Please make sure you ask questions if that's still not clear. 13 says graph the whole numbers. This is an indication that it's not a highlight problem. It's a dot problem. Okay? Less than x, or I'm sorry, less than 3. So whole numbers less than 3. Whole numbers start at 0. Those are the whole numbers less than 3. That's it. I'm going to go ahead and stop the video here, and you'll see part 2 in just a minute.